Are you curious about what your chart is saying about your love relationship? What kind of personality is the right one for you? I think we all know that we're attracted to some people and other people, they don't sort of trigger that attraction the same way. But what is it in the chart that will tell you more about why? Why you're attracted to certain people and not others? I look straight away at the seventh house cusp. What sign is on there and what is the ruler of the seventh house doing elsewhere in your chart? Because that will give a lot of information about very specific details about what you look for in a partner. The sign, of course, is obvious. We can read up on what does it mean if you have Sagittarius on the seventh house cusp. You might want somebody a bit adventurous, somebody who's happy to travel with you, somebody who would like to study and you can discuss ideas with. And if you have maybe Capricorn there, you look for a more steady partner, somebody who's taking care of finances, who's very grounded and steady, working towards some goals together with you, and so on and so on. But when we get into the ruler, that's when it gets more personal. So you go and look in your chart, what is the ruler of that sign on your seventh house cusp? Go around in your chart and see what it's doing. What house is it in, and any aspects to that ruler, because that would be very specific. It will be giving specific information about what you are looking for and why. So if that ruler is, say, in 11th house somewhere on Aquarius, it might say something about you really value friendship in your relationship. Or if that ruler is in Scorpio or Mars or Venus, you might have other kind of information about you're attracted to more the physical side. That is very important to you. You get attracted very easily to that kind of dynamic with somebody else. And the other thing is, if there's any challenging aspect to the ruler, it will say something about how it flows once we get to know each other. Is there a hard aspect with Pluto? It would say something about maybe you got into a little bit of control issues, power battles, and so on. And if you have maybe hard aspects with Uranus, there will be maybe this tug and pull between wanting closeness and also wanting independence and do your own thing. So it will say a lot about below the surface of the seventh house sign. It will say something more specific in your chart, what it is, the dynamic you need to experience. And sometimes it's really also the trigger point in our charts, the things we need to work on. It might also explain why we're running into or get attracted to the same type of relationship over and over again. And the other thing to look for is, of course, what is that planet in the seventh house? Let's say you have the sun. That's a little bit awkward because the sun is you, and if that's placed in the seventh house, it might sometimes say something about how you're very happy to take some of the personality traits from your partner and integrate them as your own. And if you have, say, the moon there, you're looking for a partner that with very nurturing personality traits, and also you are looking yourself to be very nurturing towards that partner. If you have Mars there, it might say something about how you like to be active together, doing things, sport, maybe traveling, but it might also say something about, discussions and conflict and so on and so on. It will almost like it's an action in your seventh house, an action that you will live through. And of course, we cannot avoid looking at Venus in our chart, which will give a lot of information about, based on the sign it's placed in and the house it's placed in and what kind of aspect you have to your Venus. It will also be very, very important to look at, because it will say something about how you would like to be loved and how you give love. Do you give love, in a very physical way? Are you really, really attracted to people where you can have a connection with your mind, and you can share and you can explain and you can feel uplifted through the mental space, through discussion and communication and so on? Is it more like the earth sign? You want to build something solid together. You like to take your time to enjoy all the good things in life, the physical things. And of course, you also have to look at the other person's 7-hour cusp and their ruler. What is it doing? And the Venus and any planets placed in their chart. It will be a lot of information. But this, if you come back to yourself, this will already be very, very interesting to see. Look at those components and see what is it I'm looking for and why am I running into the same type of relationships, and take it from there. There is so much information. Of course, we need to look at the whole chart, but these are the starting points to learn about the key significators for love and relationship in your chart. If you want to know more, it'd be great to hear from you. You can book a reading with me on dancingastrologer.com and we can explore together. Have a great day and see you later.